Hey guys, this is Casual with the NerdHammer.net Battle Report. This past weekend, I just got a tournament down at Huzzah Games in Virginia. And my friend Kenny and we got a practice game in. I think this is round 3 of the tournament. Getting a practice game in. The tournament went pretty well. I ended up going 2-1. And first round, I played a pretty good opponent and just couldn't get the points to win. And then round 2 and 3, I kind of played some... One guy was newer to his faction, one guy was newer to the game, like 7 months in, and I did pretty well in those games and came away with 2-1. I think I finished like 6th or 7th overall. I think 7th overall, which isn't bad because there's a lot of great players there, and I'm pretty happy with how I played. And except for the first round, I feel I had an opportunity to keep the pressure on, and I kind of let up. I was playing Asami in that one, and anyway. That's not what this battle report is about. This one is about some Rezzers 10 Thunders going after some Arcanists. This round was public execution in standard deployment. There's, of course, eliminate the leadership, set up inescapable trap, take one for the team, and recover evidence. So in this, I decide to go with eliminate the leadership. I'm playing against Sandeep, which... he may be hard to pin down, but if I can get him, isolate him, take him off the table, my win chance goes up anyway because I'll be killing, one of the best masters in the game. And I also took recover evidence because I took Sun Quinn in this list, and with him having Don't Mind Me, I figure if Sandeep and crew are pretty aggressive, I'll pull those evidence markers close to me, and between Yan Lo being able to lightning dance people out of the way, I feel like recover evidence is one that I could possibly get. I feel like it's a little better than setup for me or trap. Trap just will never happen. Take one for the team. Yeah, I mean I could throw it on like the Charm Warder, but take one. I mean I do like it, but I feel like it's hard to get 3 points from it because if you're that late in the game and you start looking around, it's just like I don't know. But then again, public execution requires killing, so it's a tough call. He ends up taking take one for the team and set up, I believe. So here's the way I set up. I have Agoro, Yan Lo, Sun Quinn, Charm Warder. That's proxy because the models aren't out yet. Come on, Weird, get on your game, man. Let's get these models out. Soul Porter, Yas, and then the Shadow Emissary. Upgrades wise, Yas has hidden agenda just so that the Shadow Emissary can move fast. Yan Lo has pretty much everything he possibly needs. I take Fortify the Spirit so that on a trigger you get your casting value to your final duel total. And I think that's about it. I think that's all about the upgrades. Oh, of course, Shadow Emissary has the one where when Yan Lo puts on an upgrade, he gets fast also. So over here on Sandeep's side, he has Sandeep, 3 mages, of course. He has Howard Langstein. The ballerina is Cassandra, but whatever his name is from that Nightmare box. And I think this is a performer. No, that's not performer. That's shit. I forget her name. Anyway, okay, so that's what the table looks like. Turn 1, start of turn 1. So on my side, the Goro moves up, doesn't care about severe terrain, pops out Ascension, and because he did 2 wounds, Sun Quinn gets to walk up. I throw a ski marker down. You'll see I throw a bunch of ski markers down in this game with Sun Quinn just because it's pretty much free, and there are ski marker objectives in this pool, so it's like a semi-bluff, I guess. Move up with the rest of the guys. Let's see. Sandeep and company get pretty aggressive. They're pushing up. Ballerina gets to put a ski marker down because of this chick, or vice versa, something. And Howard uses his nimble, walks up, throws a ski marker down. So I'm starting to think like I don't know if he'd take trap. So I'm thinking setups in the pool, but I'm not sure who he would take setup on. So it's just gonna be one of those things like if he gets it, he gets it. Hopefully he doesn't get it like all 3, but if he does, then I'm just gonna have to work around it. On this side, Yeah, moving my guys around some more to still turn one. Charm Ward goes up here to be protected by the building, and I know a lot of my forces are going to be kind of around that building, so with the Charm Warder's ability to give me positive flips to defensive and willpower when something is activated within 3 inches around him, I figure that he's a very good beacon to kind of put your crew around. Yasunori just moves up. I don't give him fast the first turn from the Shadow Emissary. I decide to walk him up, throw him defensive, because there's nothing really that can get at him, and if Howard wants to nimble around that building turn 2 and go into Yas, then, you know, I'm going to be on positive flips for my defense, and Yasunori will be fast, so if he activates, he's just going to be swinging away at Howard. So just kind of playing a little cagey here. I know the mages can hit me at range, so I'm just trying to make sure my plan is in place, and Yanlo starts building up his chi. So with the chi in mind, Yanlo ends up killing Ascension, getting 1 chi there, and then he can discard a card for chi. So he has 2 chi right now, and I put him defensive, and I also give him Impossible to Wound, just to protect him. The way it's positioned, I don't think Howard would be able to nimble far enough, see Yanlo, and charge him. So that's good for me. Yeah. So turn 2. The other thing that happened in turn 1, Sun Shi walked up. He was able to target this marker and flip it to me. So kind of understanding that either he has trap or setup, I'm just going to really kind of mess with his markers, and that's why Sun Quinn is in this Sun Chi, I said. Got chi on the brain. So I'm going to kind of use him and his study ability, his zero action. It changes scheme markers, scrap markers, or corpse markers into your own marker, and then discard the other marker. So I'm just going to kind of play that game with him and force him to spend AP to get markers down. I know he basically gets a free one because of the girl with the umbrella. So I'm just being careful there. He's pushing up. I think the ballerina might have stepped out, took like a shot at one of my boys here. The ballerina is good when Cassandra. He has to kind of activate early because he has that defensive ability that you're on negatives to target when you target him with attack abilities, but it only lasts for the turn, so he got to kind of activate early and do his thing, and go from there. So over here, I moved up with the Goro. I put a session out to get Yanlo some more chi, and he decides to nimble Howard, and I think Howard actually charges Sun Quinn, kind of knowing how much of a threat he is. But this is okay with me. This kind of isolates Howard, and really there's no way to pull him back, or I mean, if he gets stuck on Sun Quinn and the Goro, you know, whatever. But I got some plans for Howard, and this was kind of a trap that I set specifically for Howard. So the very next activation, I ended up moving the Soul Porter up, and I pushed Yanlo out a little bit, and then he activated with, I don't know, I think maybe one of his mages or somebody. Anyway, so then I get to activate with Yanlo. I end up Lightning Dance Howard back to the Soul Porter, which puts him right into melee range with a fast Shadow Emissary and a fast Yasunori. And I end up taking Yanlo up around this building, and I Lightning Danced one of the mages back, isolating him, getting him stuck on Ascension and the Goro and Sun Quinn over there. I think I did like 2 wounds to this mage, but yeah, this mage actually ends up being take one for the team target, so he ends up getting 2 points here when I kill him, and I'll show you when I do that. Just another shot of that. And so I move the Charm Warder out. He ends up getting, it looks like he has a blood token. I don't know what he would have killed because the ballerina's back there. Yeah, I don't think he actually has a blood token. That might be some kind of other condition. Yeah, so that's how that goes. Then that is a blood token. I wonder what he killed. Yeah, I don't know. Could he have summoned something? Oh yeah, he did. Sorry. Sandeep summoned a gammon here. and I took the opportunity with the Charm Ward to charge it. I kill it, get the blood for public execution, and I forget what Sandeep did. So Sandeep ends up killing the Charm Warder. I think he took a shot or did something with the Shadow Emissary, but it didn't really pan out for him. Because I figure, like, I really didn't want to lose a Charm Warder there, but I took it as an opportunity to get a Shed Blood token, which also makes him waste AP, because either a Mage has to activate to kill the Charm Warder if they can, or Sandeep has to waste AP on him. So anytime Master's wasting AP on something as small as that, I'm okay with. But I forget how I got. I guess he's up on Shed Blood. So then I get to activate Yasunori, and I end up murdering Howard Langstein. Yeah, a fast Yas with, all his triggers. I mean, I'm sure I don't have to tell anyone that knows anything about Yasunori that he is definitely the best model for 10 Thunders and probably one of the top 3 in the game right now. He just can point, click, and delete, which is amazing. So what else is going on? Let's see here. Oh yeah, so turn 3 starts, and I decide to pop Recover Evidence. These markers, the green Gremlin token is one of the evidence markers. So his evidence markers are pretty condensed, so that kind of solidifies the idea that if he sits on them, I'm going to just have to kill everybody anyway, and it's public execution, so I want to kill everybody anyway. And try to get as much Shed Blood as I possibly can. He ends up getting 3 scheme markers down for his setup. And turn 3, I don't know what, something happened here. I don't know if the emissary got pulled and Yas ends up here. I think Yas either charged somebody or flew up. I don't know. Yas ends up getting back here and into his place. I don't really remember exactly how that went down. Because like Yas is like back to where he was. So something tells me I went up, swung at somebody, and flew away somehow. I don't know why or how. I don't know exactly how it goes. Over here, the mage kills the Goro, and then I activate with Yanlo. I end up killing the mage that was behind the building. He reveals take 1 for the team, so he gets 2 points there, which is kind of funny because that mage specifically, like, I pulled back and put in that position. It wasn't like he was throwing that mage out up in front of me. It just so happened that I picked the one that he had take 1 for the team on. And then Yanlo goes in. I think he does a bunch of wounds to this mage. And there's a gammon here. I think it's a middle gammon, so that you can't do interacts within 6 inches. That's going to kind of be a pain in the ass because I need to get my evidence markers. Over here, yeah, some kind of combination between Sandeep and Ballerina ends up killing the Shadow Emissary, and he gets to throw another scheme marker down. So that's what it's looking like. He has 3 points going into turn 4. And so he goes to attack Yanlo, and this is why you put the defensive upgrades on Yanlo early in the game. Basically, and these cards are actually out of order, but it was like, so he was on a double neg to wound, and he flips the red joker in that, and I said, oh, he's also impossible to wound for another one, and then the black joker showed its ugly head, and Yanlo walks away unscathed. I think it was gonna be enough to kill Yanlo too, which was kind of crazy. So I decided to take Yasunori into Sandeep. He got a golem down here also, and got Bonasuva up, which is just like super annoying because it's just sitting on top of my evidence markers, and I'm kind of getting worried at this point that I'm not gonna be able to get all my evidence markers. So I really got to kind of go into high speed. The good thing is Yanlo has a lot of evidence, or a lot of chi. So with that chi, I'm going to be able to get Blood Ascendant, which gives me an incredible 3, 4, 5 damage attack with cast 8 when I have 3 chi. So that is absolutely brutal, and can put in a lot of work, especially against like somebody like Sandeep. So over here, you see Sun Quinn starting to pop around. He's going to be looking to snatch up one of these evidence markers. I'm kind of doing the count in my head now. I got 2 turns. I got to get some evidence markers, and I have to kill Sandeep. So the pressure's on me to do what I can do. The Gammon has defensive there. So Yanlo does what Yanlo does, and he puts Bonasuva in base contact with Yasunori, ends up killing the Gammon and the other mage so that he can pick up 1 evidence marker. So that worked out pretty well. Again, Yanlo late game is just absolutely a nightmare for the opponent. And so I end up getting 2 points there. So I got one for public execution, and then I got 1 evidence marker. So it's 3-2 at this point, and then it's actually 6-2. So what was happening was at the end of turn 5, we scored everything, and we're talking about. I'm looking at the schemes, and I'm like, what do you actually have? I'm like, if you have setup, I'm like, you would have popped it already on Yasunori, unless you just don't have the right target. You didn't pick the right person or something. And then he was like, oh yeah, I have setup on Yasunori. So I was like, oh shit. I'm like, I'll give it to you, whatever. I mean, I was like, you just gotta remember that shit, man. That's like super, super important. So I give him that. So he has 3 points. Now I'm feeling okay, right? Yeah, it's 6-2, but he has no way to get any more points besides public execution. And I have a super strong Yanlo. I have a Yasunori that's probably sitting on a couple wounds, but activation is going to be key here. I have Sun Quinn, who's definitely going to be getting me at least 1 more evidence marker because he can just walk up and take it with Don't Mind Me, and he really doesn't have anything to threaten Sun Quinn. So as long as I kill, so I need to kill Sandeep for 3 points at this stage, right? If I can kill him, that's 3, so I'm at 5. I'm definitely going to get another evidence marker, that's 6. Public execution will be 7 if he doesn't kill any of my other guys and I just kill Sandeep or whoever. So Yanlo actually ends up dying. I forget how. I forget who killed Yanlo, but this was important. I think it must have been Sandeep. So that's kind of like denying me an evidence mark. I'm like, shit. So this is getting dicey. And then Yasunori does what Yasunori does and kills Sandeep. So there's 3 points for me. It's at 6-5 now. All I got to do is walk up and get a evidence marker and keep my guys alive. And that's what happens. We're at 6-6. Sun Quinn gets an evidence marker. And then I get the final for public execution, as he could not get rid of Sun Quinn or a Yasunori. I also had Ascension on the table, and I hid that guy. I ran him away so far. I'm like, there's no way he's getting any points. I guess that's a peon, so it doesn't really matter. But point being, there's what I showed. Recover evidence and eliminate the leadership. A 7-6 win for me. It was a great game. Kenny is a newer player in Nerdhammer, and I'm super proud of the way he's playing. He's playing very smart, and he's learning pretty quickly. He's actually pretty new to Sandeep also. I'm sure there's some things that he's been learning since, and especially at the tournament and moving forward. But that's excellent. He loved Arcanists, and he started with Marcus. And Marcus, I think, is a very strong master. But I kept saying, I'm like, look, right now Sandeep is what it is. He has a great playstyle, incredible toolbox. And I said, if you're looking, and Kenny doesn't paint, so he has to, he basically buys painted models. And I said, if you're looking for a really good master right now, I said, Sandeep's the one. And I said, even if Errata, does anything to him, I said, he's probably still going to be good. So he's on that Sandeep train, and it's kind of nice. I'm glad that we have, we're going to have some good players in Nerdhammer that are Arcanist players as we come up. And because we have Rob as a very good Reser player, and I'm playing 10 Thunders and Gremlins, and we got a bunch of Neverborn players. So I'm pretty happy with the state of Nerdhammer right now. I think the guys are really learning the game, starting to advance, and I think as we hit more tournaments, I think we're gonna start upping our rankings and showing better in tournaments. And I feel that that's already coming and starting to brew. And between me and Rob, we have the most experience of the crew, but I don't know. I think we're gonna make a mark on the scene soon, and I feel it coming, so that's awesome. Anyway, that's the battle report. Thanks for watching. I got some new stuff coming up, and some new videos and some things that I want to talk about, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So thanks for watching.